On Taste of Anime Afterthought, The God of High School, Episode 9, Curse Cornered. Yeah, that was pretty fucking badass. My god, Mira, you fucking monster. Oh, I'm so fucking glad for you though. Now, last we left off, we were given another amazing episode. This one included the introduction of a new character, Park Ipyo. Now, not only can he serve as a potential ally slash rival for Mori, he actually already has a previous connection with him. Yes, Mori's grandfather Tae-jin as well as Ipyo's grandfather were actually soldiers, and they've actually previously met due to Tae-jin's promise to Ipyo's grandfather to pass down his martial arts handbook, where we actually see the current God of High School contestants meet for the first time. Not only was this day marked with a potential new rival in Ipyo, but it's also a pretty big date for Mori, seeing how it's his fucking birthday. Now, while Mori's sulking silence seems to be out of character for this already well-established high-energy pro tag, it gives us a glimpse into his current mental state as well as his reason for wanting to get stronger. While staring at a picture of him and Tae-jin, he begins to reminisce about his last encounter with his grandfather. See, there's a reason behind him leaving. There are a lot of people out to get him. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to put Mori in any kind of danger, and at the point he's just not strong enough. See, that right there, the yearning to be reunited with his grandfather sets the foundation for Mori's struggle for strength, and thus we begin developing this so far one-dimensional character. Now, it wouldn't be any kind of birthday if there wasn't a party. Luckily, Mori took his grandfather's advice and actually made some friends, luckily showing up in the nick of time before Mori got any more depressed. It's Dae-wee and Mira, and the last couple scenes of the episode is very joyous, very jovial. Like, you just see them getting along. You can tell that these three are true comrades, or true friends. Once again, it's establishing that bonds have already been formed between these three characters. Food, cake, games, and even his friends are there, so it's actually a pretty badass birthday when you think about it. And even though it's a little late to the party, it seems he even has a present to open. This one comes in the form of a letter at his door. Cash, gift certificates, maybe just a handwritten card. What do you think is actually in this letter? No, much to his shock and chagrin, seems to be a treasure map. Instead of pirate booty, at the end of this journey, you'll only find your grandpa, Tae-jin, wrapped in chains and missing an arm. And in the episode with that, we know one thing for sure. Shit is about to go down. And this is where we pick up today's episode. Once again, with only thoughts of his grandfather on his mind, Mori sets out, determined to find Tae-jin and rescue him from whatever trouble he seems to be in. But time stops for no man, and the commitment to his previous engagement is currently up in the air. See, nationals are still going on, and judging by the bracket we see of the God of High School, the Seoul team really did get shafted. See, they have to fight an extra time just to make it to the end, and it seems it's their turn at bat once again. And remember, not only are they down Dae-wee due to his last interference with the fight of Jae-gal, and now Mori is a no-show. So Mira and Dae-wee decide to divide and conquer. She will go ahead and try to stall the fights as long as she can. Meanwhile, Dae-wee will set out and try to find his comrade. This is a bit disconcerting for a lot of the audience as well as some potential rivals, i.e. Park Ipyo, as we see Mira standing alone in the ring. But something is amiss. Why does the Jeju team look so conspicuous, hiding themselves under hooded garbs? Well, it's a truth we'll soon discover as we push further along. Now, while Mira's opponent is unveiled to be the marine-esque, well-tanned, oiled-up swimmer dude who reminds me of the Shadow Beast worm dude from Hunter x Hunter, that fucking elongated head looking like a fucking Dan Aykroyd from Coneheads or type shit. Mori's doing work. I mean, he has sussed out, he found the location on the map, and it's up to him to rescue his fucking grandfather, so let's get this shit underway. As we cut back to Mori, he has finally arrived at the destination marked on the map. But one must question, will this abandoned building truly house Tae-jin, or is this just a trap? But upon entering the locked room, all questions are answered. There he is, Tae-jin, wrapped in chins, bandages, bleeding, is lying on the floor in front of Mori. But before we go any further, we cut back between the fight of Mira and Lee Miran. And right off the back, Mira is already having trouble. See, this bronze gauze oils actually serve a purpose, deflecting a majority of Mira's blows, as well as slipping through her holes. But it's not too long before Mira starts actually landing some hits. And this is where we get a giant shock, as Miran's teammate throws him a very familiar sword. Yes, the Moonlight Sword, the one stolen from Mira during her wedding. Now the hoods are beginning to make sense. Enraged by the sight of her former sword at the hands of her current enemy, Mira begins an all-out barrage of attacks. Unfortunately, her former sword is a little OP, especially in the hands of someone who knows how to wield it. The sword, transforming before Mira's very eyes, takes on the appearance of an actual blade. What is going on? Is this the true power of the Moonlight Sword? Well, you know God of High School, it likes to cut away hallway right before we get to the good shit. This time, it's up on Dae-wi, who is running amok trying to find where the fuck Mori's at. Of course, being best boy, when he sees someone down and out, he's gotta fucking stop and help him, as we see him run into his previous opponent, knocked out unconscious in the men's bathroom. Was this a planned trap or just a coincidence, as we see him run into a very buxom lass decked out in a Bruce Lee outfit? And once again, just as you wonder what the fuck's going on and who the fuck is this, we cut again. Yeah, we cut back to Mira now, and we begin to unravel the truth of this sword. It's actually referred to as a national treasure. This one, Fengxian, and it houses the power of a god. And it all really kind of makes sense. As we see in Miran's hands, the balance of this fight seems to tip in his favor. But boosting the wielder's power is not its only trick, for it can only be wielded by the person it recognizes as its true master. As we see after an offensive onslaught by Mira actually gets her hands on the sword and automatically teleports back to Miran. So it looks like this fight's gonna be a little bit harder than I originally predicted. As we cut, now let's not forget that shit is also going on the outside of the God of High School tournament, aka Mori. Remember, he has just discovered where his grandfather's been hidden, and upon approaching his body, it seems something's a little off. With Mori approaching his grandfather and kneeling by his side to check on his condition, Tae-jin begins this maniacal laugh as he twists his head around in an owl-like, usually human neck-snapping position. His body begins to morph and disfigure. We've actually seen this before. Remember the fight between the commissioners and the priests? Yeah, that dude that blew himself up at the fucking end? This really does seem to be Nox's go-to signature move at this point. Hey, we can't beat him, so let's try to blow him to Kingdom Come. With the warehouse as well as its contents seemingly destroyed by a massive explosion, we just have to sit here and witness as a member of Nox seemingly gloats over the lifeless body of Mori. At least that's what he assumed. But even after coming face to face with a human Babam, Mori is once again showing his hero status as he takes a licking and keeps on ticking. And with this, it seems another fight is about to commence, as we see the Nox agent ready for battle, summoning a group of copies using the technique doppelganger. So now we have 3 full-scale battles going on. Mori takes on Nox. Dae-wi is dealing with the Bruce Lee cosplayer, and not to mention, Mira is trying to hold her own as the only member currently there with the God of High School tournament, as she fights against her former sword. But at least as we cut away this time back to the Mira fight, we actually get some more information. Everything is, starting to connect. See, that we know that her would-be husband was a member of Nox, and he was given the mission to actually steal the sword as well as try to obtain the successor, obviously failing at the later half, but he did acquire the sword, so he took it back to Nox, so they were in possession. And we see the current members of the Jeju team are members of Nox, standing there in the hooded figures. All the meanwhile, Miran has taken this opportunity to just go all in on Mira, just mentally fucking her, saying, you know what, fuck you, you were never, ever the true successor of this fucking sword. Fuck you, you never knew its true strength. You were weak, you're never strong enough. Now, up to this point, Mira has already come to the conclusion that she is weak, she is not strong enough, but it's also, solidified her determination to become stronger. That's why she wants to progress in this tournament. She already took the initial first step to show how strong she truly is. When her sword was initially stolen, she was like, I'm okay with that. My father's soul is not in the sword, it's with me. That shows huge development in her personality as well as character, like something that she held so near and dear to her heart that when Mori accidentally threw it in the river, it was a crushing emotional event for her, yet she was able to move on without it. It shows great, personal, emotional development. But of course, that doesn't coalesce with physical development, as she still physically is weak, as Miran is getting more and more hits on Mira. Now, cutting back to the Dae-wi fight that's going on in the men's restroom. Don't ask me why the fucking chick is here in the first place. The fight has literally gotten underway, and he does notice that he's noticed this chick before. We all have seen her. We just haven't seen her in action. She's actually part of Jigal's team. And by the way, she has probably the best form of fighting in the entire series so far. I mean, holding a dude in her bosom to get some knees in, way to utilize your assets. Use what God gave you. Dae-wi's gotta be having fun at this point. Come on. But even right now, you can see a difference in strength as Dae-wi is able to take her out with a single kick. But in doing so and gaining the upper hand, it seems she's become completely enamored with this dude, calling him cool and, yeah, stealing a kiss from him. You know, blushing Dae-wi is actually, you know, kind of cute. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's wholesome. This big, tough, yet humble, wholesome character who only fought to save his friend's life and doing all these extra odds and ends, you know, to make the money to do so. Getting all bashful in that moment. I mean, come on, that's that's great. But even though this woman has expressed her feelings towards Dae-wi, it seems she still wants to fight, going in for another attack until someone shows up to stop her. Jae-gal, who is once again showing his teeth. I mean, I guess that's the best way to put it. Hearing Dae-wi state that even if he moved a millimeter, the dude would fucking literally destroy him. I think Dae-wi at this point is a good judge of not only character, but also power. And him recognizing that he is no match for Jae-gal actually shows like, yeah, this dude's a fucking monster. I mean, he took on the grandson of one of the six, so you figured, yeah, this dude is fucking scary as shit. So now let's cut back to Mori, okay? Yeah, this back and forth is giving me a fucking whiplash again. That's what the series does, just go back and forth, back and forth. But this one is actually pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if it's a direct reference of, but you have to fucking see the reference. You have to see the relationship. Does this scene, as the myriad of clones begin to attack Mori in this non-stop barrage, dude, it's the fucking Matrix. It's fucking Agent Smith going in for his goddamn barrage. Like, I mean, this is what I honestly see when I watch this fucking scene, as Mori is taking all these fucking clones and they just constantly like dogpile him and shit. Like, I like it. I think it's a fucking hilarious moment. Hilarious, but badass. In the midst of watching this, I'm assuming the main person, the actual real body, is reminiscing about how alike both Mori and Tae-jin actually are. Let me see some more of Tae-jin's past. He's standing up top this pile of assuming dead bodies. He's the only one to return from the northern conflict, touted as the hero, the guy who single-handedly took on every single member of the six. Like, Tae-jin is a fucking monster, but it also makes you wonder how badass and how much of a monster the Nox dude is if he was able to sever a fucking arm. Like Jesus, like this guy who is touted as being a super fucking badass may have lost a fight, so that you gotta wonder that this dude's gotta be super fucking powerful. Now once again, like I said, this whole match is fucking hilarious. They're dogpun him and they actually go through the fucking floor of the warehouse, and it turns out this actually isn't the first time Nox has used this warehouse. It seems to be their dumping ground for what? Yeah, dead fucking bodies. As we see the real members of the Jeju team dead. Not to mention, there was like 20 or 30 other fucking bodies. So this is where they fucking throw everyone away, I guess. I am curious about the actual process of maybe their facial or body manipulation. Do they have someone who actually can change their body? Is this just weird, some kind of disguise? Like, they literally have taken on the appearance of the other team. So you have to wonder what exactly is going on there. But yeah, this guy is touting. Behind him, there's a giant pile of bodies, and seeing this just fucking pisses Mori off. Like, it's go time. It's fucking go time. And unlike his first fight at Nationals, this time his pressure point manipulation seems to work as he draws across his chest with his thumb, stating that for the next hour I will feel no pain. And of course, seeing this, we have to cut back to another fucking fight, don't we? But at least it's Mira. Now, shit's getting good. I mean, Miran obviously has the upper fucking hand, literally bitch slapping her around, hit after hit after hit. Mira is just reminiscing and having flashbacks of Mori as Miran goes in saying, oh no, he's not gonna show up, the fucker's dead, like forget about him, he's not coming. And still going in on her about her being so fucking weak. Like, we get it, she even gets it, like she knows she's fucking weak. After landing a devastating blow on Mira, she goes into some kind of subconscious weird mental state as it's like she's drowning in a sea. A disembodied voice soon speaks to her, like, what do you plan on doing? Like, what is your wish? I mean, what's the point of having strength? You know you're fucking weak, right? And once again, she restates, yes, I know I'm weak and that's why I'm here. I want to get stronger. And it seems this disembodied voice is actually pleased by what Mira says. Reflecting Mira's appearance, it reached out its hand. Please take my hand and let's get this shit going. And in a flashback, we see a battlefield. Hundreds of people seem to be waging war. And standing at the summit, we see this mystical mythical figure with red eyes. This must be one of those legendary heroes. Cutting back to the arena, Mira seems to be unleashing this devastatingly red aura. With the crowd and all and Miran shocked, the sword soon disappears from his hand and reappears with Mira reaching out to grasp it. Yes, Mira has unlocked Charyeok, summoning the warrior Lubo Fengxian. With Miran reciprocating by summoning his Charyeok Kraken, the battle continues. Mira at this point is almost unstoppable, slicing off the creature's tentacles one after another. She goes in for an onslaught, an all-out barrage, finally dealing this devastating blow, winning the first battle. But it seems Charyeok has taken its toll. Yes, she's completely exhausted and begins to faint. Luckily, someone is there to catch her. Mori has arrived on scene. I mean, come on, who didn't see that shit coming? But remember, with Daewee out, it's basically up to Mori, and we already know he's been through some shit already, including an explosion straight to the fucking face, as well as a battle with a member of Nox. So does he have what it takes to actually defeat his opponent? Yeah, he does. He has it in fucking spades. Now this other member of Nox goes in for an assault, all while screeching where the fuck happened to the other dude, like, where is he? What happened to him? What is he? Oh, don't worry, I'll fucking show you. And we see in a back and forth image for image shot, Mori replays what happens to the other member of Nox, the warehouse, to this current one in the arena. And let's just say, finally, they finally did the triple kick justice using the different colored overlay. It's very brief, but you can fucking see it. And this dude is literally reliving the battle that Mori just fucking had, and it really is a unique animation feature. I like this technique they use where it's back and forth, it's not like you're watching one and they cut to another. It's just you just see this back and forth, and it really is awesome. You can really tell how pissed off Mori is at this point, unleashing not only a blue dragon kick but also a twin blue dragon kick, a Jin Mori original special, and number 2, finally taking out his opponent, but also giving members of the 6 terrifying flashbacks as we see Mugen begin to rub the scar on his forehead, as well as the Divine Doctor reach for his missing arm. Remember, we know Tae-jin took those fuckers out. Like, the battles had to be pretty fucking intense, and it is literally made an impact when they quote, oh shit, the tiger has raised another fucking tiger. And guess what, Nox? You pissed him off. And thus ends episode 9. Oh, dude, like I said, there's so much they're cramming in these episodes. The back and forth are ridiculous, but I have to say today's episode was fucking amazing. Fucking Mori going in for his grandfather was 100% guaranteed. I mean, we fucking know that. The only reason he's getting stronger is so they can be finally reunited. So obviously give him a picture of Tae-jin, even though it was fake, in a desperate situation. You know the motherfucker's gonna go out and do work. You know that's gonna fucking happen. And like I said, piss him off, shit's gonna get fucking crazy. Shit's gonna get fucking, and you fucking saw in today's episode. But I have to say, Mira unlocking Charyeok was fucking amazing. So I thought there was gonna be maybe some kind of intense training. Maybe there was maybe a journey, you need to go actually find a god or legendary beast or whatever. Like, who actually knew that she was so close to a powerful power? Like, she literally had it in the palms of her hand for so many fucking years without actually recognizing it. Like, it's weird, and all she really had to do was resonate with it. This sword came to her in a moment of need. She acknowledges her weakness, and in that moment she made a pact with the sword and thus acquired Charyeok, the power of Fengxian. And it was fucking awe-inspiring. Like, this shit. It does make me wonder though, is getting Charyeok that easy? Okay, foot in mouth situation. Easy isn't really the right word. Maybe quick? I mean, she did put in fucking work. We've seen her from a very early age manhandle that sword like a fucking monster. Day in, day out, she put in the fucking work. Not easy, it's just, that was really fucking quick. I mean, look at the other examples though, like fucking like Jigal's shark. Like, how exactly would one make a contract with a giant fucking shark like that? I just don't know. It really does leave you wonder, is everything as simple as that, or is this gonna be like a case-by-case basis? I just don't know. Hopefully we go more, they're gonna have to go more into detail and expand upon this shit, like actually obtaining a borrowing power. But honestly, I'm not surprised that she was the first one. I was surprised that it was right, you know, under her nose the entire fucking time, but I'm not surprised because she was the one saying, you know, we need to utilize this power, and she's the first one to realize like, hey, I'm severely lacking and I'll actually need this. Like, narratively, it's awesome. I fucking love today's episode. It was so fucking badass. The back and forth, Yeah, it's a little whiplashy, but that's God of High School for you. Where do we go from here? Oh God. Like I said, they're gonna have to expand upon Charyeok a lot. We still have Dae trying to get his. Jin Mori has made it abundantly clear that he wants to use his own power, so I don't know if we'll ever get Charyeok. I mean, never say never. It's fucking anime. Any shit can happen. But as we see, you know, him taking a full-on explosion right to the face, not to mention battling 2 Nox members. I mean, he's doing work on his own, so who the fuck knows? Dae and the girl. Is that gonna be a thing? I don't know. I mean, she's obviously made the first move by stealing a kiss, so I like that scene. That was a good scene. But yeah, today's episode was fucking awesome. I love this series. I really do. It's one of those series that you just sit back, relax, and have a good fucking time watching. The only thing I don't like is how bad I fuck up the names. Let me know in the comments below how many names I fucked up today. So with all that being said, and more God of High School next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes. Holy shit, this fucking video is long.